What's going on, everyone? Deathly hungover Jayth here, back from a binge drinking weekend of 4th of July. Like and sub, and let's review our first cash cup. What is up, boys? I've officially decided that I'm going to be playing FNCS with Sales. So Sales is my zero earn duo. It is official, and I know we're going to help Sales make his first earnings. So getting into this tournament, this was the very first cash cup, or the first official tournament me and Sales play together. And it didn't go all too great. We ended with 109 points, and I believe the qual was 132. So we were about one good game, or one win away from qualifying, which isn't awful. Wow, look at that tree piece. By the way, I'm the tree piece goat, and I'm going to make a tree and boulder piece compilation pretty soon. Look at that. So this very first game, we were trying to get a, a decent kill win, but we didn't want, to go crazy and die. So we kind of played it pretty chill. We ended up going to endgame with only 5 kills or 4 kills, which isn't bad and still gives you room to drop like a 15 kill win, assuming you can get 10 kills during the endgame. Now, we ended this tournament, like I said, with about 109, and the points were a little bit lower because this was the first tournament since the new season, so everyone had to be champs to play it, and because not everyone's champs, you're going to get a little bit more of stacked games compared to the rest. Now, we were keying a little bit, and we got ourselves a little bit shambles. Luckily, we just found that refresh that you guys saw, which caps my mats pretty much back to full. We're also going to find this little refresh. I missed my shot, but my sub does like 100 damage in a second there. It's so ridiculous. This gun needs a nerf. Sales is going to go for the body while I pop minis, and I'm just going to keep us ahead. Now, I've said this a million times in my videos, but I'll say it again. In first lobby, the team that is on height is going to be probably the best team in your endgame, besides yourselves, and that is because height wins games, and that team will force height, knowing that height will win them the game. So at this point, I'm just going to look up, and I'm going to start to bully that team so that we don't have to face them as a 1v1 for the end. We could take height now, then we can get a lot more of the kills. This guy takes 78 fall damage. I see that. We're going to creep up here, and I think we just have it. But Sales won 150. He's going to get him. I'm going to get the finish for him, and I'm going to run back in with the mats. But now we can just play our traditional high ground here. Kind of the basics, tarp ahead vibes, spray down. We want to force all of these teams into each other. That's the whole point of height, is if you get everyone down, then they fight, and then you can third party all the fights. God, these subs are so good. Now I'm waiting for him to come out. Someone stole the kill from me. Unfortunate, but... Also, when you see a duo in hard mats tarping like that, kind of ahead, that is a sign for you to focus them. You're going to want to focus the duos that look like they're, chilling, quote unquote, like they have a lot of mats, like they're tarping well, staying ahead. Teams that know what they're doing as a duo, that's who you're going to want to focus later on in this game. To where I'm at. I'm gonna go in there. I thought I heard someone med misting, but I didn't. It's gonna be, everyone's gonna get... I get back up. Just don't want to risk anything here. And then I guess I just instantly drop. This guy almost boxes me. Now I need whites.
Yeah, I did. This is the only duo right here, I think.
The stair kept breaking, bro.
Yeah, it's solo and a duo.
So it's a 2v2v1 at this point. And I hit that guy white. I know he's a solo. So at this point, we're gonna want to focus the duo here. Now, as soon as I don't take that floor, I assume he's going to instant edit, and that's what he does. I have my pump out. I hit him for 137. I followed up. Get the finish. Get hit a little bit hard. I'm gonna get up and pop minis.
113.
Cell hits him 113. That should be game. Double pump him in the body. Not a bad first game at all. That's a 30... How many? 36 point first game. I think that put us top 50 as well. Like for sure. So, you know, at this point, we just need to play our consistent game and not dive spawn. And we should be on track to qual. Now, this is our second game, and we are 5-5-5, 12 splashes each with minis. But the one thing that I failed to do as an IGL, and this is my fault, is we failed to get Surge, and now we need to smack on these guys' walls to get Surge. And this is never what you want. You never want to have to fight for Surge like this. You want to just have Surge to begin with, so we could have just played our mats and we would have been fine. Now I see this team starts to run through at us. You'll see in 1 second here. They probably hear us ticking. Now I'm going to max pump this guy. We kill another. Now I get the body and I go back, and unluckily Sales gets caught by this other team that we were fighting. If that hadn't happened, we would have been chilling. I actually fry this kid's shit, and another team comes flying in. So I could have even maybe rezzed and 1v2 that team, and another team comes, and then here comes Tundra Vino. EU Pro, just won FNCS. He comes and third parties me. So that game was a bit of a sell. We spent 20 minutes for like 2 or 3 points, or 5 points, I guess, because we're at 41. Now in this next game, our mats are a little bit shambles here, but we were playing height on a mountain, and we pulled half zone, and then we pulled first moving. We were looking down, and all of a sudden, without any audio or anything, this team takes height. I knew he had that wall, but I had 100 wood, and I just tried to get that mini off. That team literally just cranked in our face when they saw us spraying down. And they were able to take height way too easily. Sales is going to do what he can to clutch up points as a solo here. And, you know, he does all right, but it's a pretty hard ask at this point. He's got no builds. He's going to just get blocked into all this metal, and he's dead. So a pretty rough game coming out from us. Now this is when our tournament took a really bad turn for the worst. I'm literally like, yo, Sale, I'm gonna fry this guy in the water, and then we're gonna tree piece him. I'm gonna hit the tree down on him, and we can get 2 free kills. The AK misses all the bullets. Definitely wasn't my fault. They insta break the tree. I try to smack it back, and I die. And then it goes and hits Sales for another 50. I mean, that could not have gone worse than it did, seriously. I mean, at this point, I'm just laughing to myself because that was an absolute joke. Sales is trying to 1v2 with a 2-shot. I'm like, I don't know what to say, bro. At this point, I died off spawn, and Sale is trying to reboot, but then he gets third partied because the other solo took so long. So this was just another game dead off spawn. Trying to get shit on there, but all good. Going into our next game, I bait this guy to peak, and I'm able to get a lot of damage, and from that we can push up. I'm telling Sales to give me 1 second and just wait for me because I'm on the way. I hit that guy for white. I'm gonna hit a nice little edit max pump here. We killed both. Not a bad off spawn wipe. Now, these are the fights, when I've talked about in the past, like, no matter what, don't fight, just play for endgame. This is exactly why. These guys have pretty good ping, and all they keep doing is reboxing and splashing. We've probably done over 300 damage to them, but they just rebox, and they pop minis, and they pop splashes. Over and over again. At this point, I'm just getting, like, I'm getting antsy. I'm just trying to get in because I'm so done with this. We've been fighting for so long. I've used all my hard mats at this point. I'm like, yeah, I'm just getting in. Look, they're just going down and reboxing over and over again. And finally they decide to run at Sales, and Sales is going to get really good damage here. He kills one, and then another team comes, so I take a 50-50 and die. Literally another team sitting on the hill just waiting for us to finally fight. So, you know, that's why taking fights in the mid-game is just so hard. Unless you can end the fight really quickly, it gets so chaotic. Yeah. Now in this next game we have grapples, which is something we don't often play with. The only way we get the grapples is if we kill someone who has them, because we don't have them at our landing spot. So that's what we did. We get a kill here. I'm gonna go and look for it. The mats, because our mats aren't the best. And I realize zone is here, so I'm just gonna go back ahead.
170.
Now because Sale has high ping,
One of them's hit 170. I don't know where they're
sometimes he gets caught up in other players' builds more than I do on 0 ping.
at. Am I finished?
So the grapple play is always a little bit hard. Like he'll clip things and I'll look at it from his perspective, and like builds are just appearing in his face, and then he just gets caught in people's builds off the grapple. So we've decided that like Sales is always going to take a separate path than I do. He's not going to try to follow my same exact path from now on. So like right here, I make it in fine, and Sales gets right into someone's box by mistake off the grapple and goes down. I'm going to try to spray him down here, but there's really not much I can do, so I pretty much just have to clutch this as a solo. I try to piece this guy, but I don't. I've only got 300 wood, but I do have some grapple charges, so that'll definitely help me out. Get a free kill on that guy chilling on my wall. I grab all the mats here and make sure I get the brick and the middle. I'm gonna go all the way ahead to low ground.
That's a solo. Yeah.
Back into zone. Use the hards that I have. Zone pulls, so now I'm on the dead side of this moving zone. You see how free that was? It just took, like that whole side was open. Now I think I should have went for all this loot. I actually might. I could definitely use that mist. I'm gonna try to get all the wood, all the hards. I make a bad edit here and I shoot the stair. That should have been a kill. And I just hear so much going on in Storm that I get a little bit sketched out back there. I probably could have gotten a kill there. There were so many people fighting in Storm. Instead, I just decide to heal up. Still have a grappler with 10 charges as well. And just grapple up here. I've got these armored walls. I'm gonna put them right on my top and my bottom. Get out of that box. And now I'm just chilling.
A good amount of solos. Mark next to zone.
I'm gonna play the Memis at this point. And go up back, and then I can look for a grapple. And I'm gonna go all the way low ground, which was actually a really good play. But what I should have done is, instead of popping this mist, I should have dropped another layer and claimed ahead on all these guys and gotten all the extra mats and all the extra loot from all those bodies that of the people that were fighting in the back zone. Because they beat me to it here, I can't find any refreshes. And I'm just pretty much sitting here with no mats. See, like all that loot down there, they just claimed all of it. So it definitely could have been mine. Now I'm just playing under height. This guy drops in front of my face. I grab all the mats. Build a stair to block that guy. I should not have went in Storm for that pump, even though I get good damage. Doesn't matter, because they damage me just as hard. Now they're gonna pressure, and I have no mats, and that's that. So it's actually not a bad solo clutch there. I got a lot of placement for us. But if Sales was alive as a duo, I think we definitely win that game. We end with like 100 points, and then, you know, we would have had a lot better of chance to qualify. So right now we're about 150 on the leaderboard. Now we played out a dead game, and I go to get in on this guy because I hit him one, and his teammate was just sitting in that corner, bro. And we played out this entire dead game for no reason. So that was a huge throw based on time and points. So yeah, I kind of threw that pretty badly. And if we could have just played that dead game, we literally would have been at like 110, 115 points going into this game, and we wouldn't have had to key as hard as we did in this game. So because qual is like 128, 130, we know we need like a 15 kill win, so we're gonna play really aggressive on these guys. I'm gonna hit him with the tree piece, you know me. The tree just barely misses. I grabbed the gold shoddy. Clean 113. I'm gonna push the tree into these guys. The tree is so ridiculously good. 150 on that guy right there. So now sales comms that both of them are really low.
I'm gonna cry for a different game.
I'm gonna help him. I'm pretty much just getting in on this guy. 50 cracked. I have no ammo in anything right here.
You gotta look, you gotta look.
Dead.
Nice. Watch out.
So we're actually able to kill both. I'm gonna get a clean beam on this guy through the
Nice, go, 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 go.
through the area where you couldn't build.
The other team's going for the loot.
And I'm like 0-0-4 here. So we need this loot or we need to kill the team that got it.
Got the wood.
And I have a gold shotty, so I'm playing super aggressive.
Watch it. I'm going around the other side.
But this bridge is really awkward to fight on. There's like a lot of places where you can't build, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Hard crack.
If I had a sub here, this fight would have been over so much quicker. The AUG is just so hard to end fights. And when I see that guy in front of my wall just like sidestepping like that, I know that he's going to try to run at us.
Okay, watch the other team, watch the other teams.
I'm going to build off my back, and I just don't want these guys to get away. I want to keep the pressure on. 24. This guy gets stuck in his own build here. I'm going to crack him and hit him whites.
Nice.
So I've been doing so much damage. At this point, I'm like, sub, do you have a sale? Like, let's just get in here. And notice how I don't go for any edit plays. I just drop down and take my shotty out because I know they're at the point where they just need to run at us.
Oh my god, bro.
Good shit.
Now we go for pre-edits in our last game because we were 150 wood. We don't get the wall first try. They ended up resetting it. And I never reset my pre-edits here. I actually placed one. And we scuffed getting up somehow. And I have pre's. I'll reset them. But because the sub is so good, I'm just going to insta-die before my wall can place, I guess. I'm going to try to drop Sail, my grappler, so he can have a chance at solo clutching this because he has no mats at all. And he's going to get fought by a random kid in the back zone. Also, the servers were ridiculously laggy, literally. Plus the edit bug, this kid ramps him off. And we're going to go down. So we end at 102 points. Our first cash cup together. And this video is going to be really fun to look back on because after our second cash cup, the improvements that we have were insane. And we had so many good end games and some really good wins in high elo. So I'm looking forward to showing you guys that video. FNCS starts this weekend, and we are ready for it, honestly. You'll see in the next video. We're improving, and we're going to get Sales his first earnings. So if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like and a sub. Drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.